everybody, welcome to Bura. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about how Facebook or Meta stock has plummeted after earnings. All right, welcome back. So let's take a look here. There's a lot of things that's going on with the market here. Now, one of the things that you see here in the market is that there's quite a bit of volatility, and this volatility is reminiscent of crypto. Which, speaking of which, as of now, Bitcoin is now over $40,000 again, and with it, well, basically the entirety of crypto is up, right? So you can see that crypto is up, and you can see, in the last 24 hours, there's a lot of these tokens that have come up here. But nevertheless, Bitcoin is now above 40 here. So again, one of the things that I do with Bitcoin is this: I buy Bitcoin on a daily basis. I'm not even joking. So I buy Bitcoin on a daily basis. Whether it goes up or down, it's pretty easy for me to just simply buy some here. I do with Ethereum, Cardano, and I also do it with Polkadot as well. And you can also stake all of these here, right? Well, not Bitcoin, but you can stake the others and get even more. So it looks like, for at least for the time being, that the market is pricing in some rate hikes here. But let's get back to what I want to talk about today. Meta, right? Or Facebook, right? It's called Meta Platform. So you can see here that if we go to the max here, now actually, when it IPO'd, I actually kind of wanted to buy Facebook here. And sure enough, I should have, because that would have been some amazing gains. But, well, who knew what happened? In 2012, there's always people saying that the market would collapse. And, to be fair, 4 years after the great financial crisis, or the global financial crisis, it absolutely could have. But nevertheless, you can see from the top here, we have a 38% decline. That's huge. So if we just kind of go back to the 5 days here, you can see that it really tanked here, and it's still going down. That's pretty, that's quite a lot here. Now, why? Why did this happen? Well, there's a couple things. First, Facebook, while there's a lot of smart people that work there, has had a ton of problems. Most problems due to national security and with elections and whatnot, and where people can just run ads any which way. And a lot of people rub Facebook the wrong way. They changed their algorithm. They've had whistleblowers come out. And what really caused this market to drop is that for the first time in a long time, they've actually lost users. Now, I actually kind of want to delete my Facebook account too. And it used to be, when Facebook started, was a great way to just connect with your friends. And if it just stayed there, it would be great. But it's no longer that. It is this behemoth of a tech company that's frankly a little toxic. As I use Facebook less, my quality of life has improved. And that's great, right? There are other social media platforms that if you want to use, you should use. It's the best thing you can do is just get off of social media altogether. That's the best thing, and just use email. But in some cases, that's definitely not possible, right? So the other thing is that Apple's security issue caused them to lose quite a bit of money, which is what they, which is definitely what they, one of the reasons why they lost so much money, right? So in any event, it's basically a couple of things that we can learn from this. First, and this thing that's outside of Facebook's control is, while I do like Apple's security measures, I don't like being tracked as much, and we're probably going to see a lot more of this. We're going to see privacy take a much bigger role here. We're also going to see a lot of transparency with some of these companies here. So the worst thing, in my opinion, that Facebook, well, there's a lot of things, but like one of the worst things that Facebook has done is they've got, in the United States, they got two groups of people that really don't agree with each other on issues, and got them to meet in the real world. And if you're starting to wonder why things are becoming so divided in the world, social media absolutely has a role to play in it, and no one really has a good answer for it. One of the answers that would really work is if all advertising was completely public. And I think a lot of people would get behind this, right? So you could take a look at whatever company you want and see what they're advertising. You can see, what their ads are, when they post them, and who owns the company. that posts these ads. And this, I think most people get behind this. If you're a coffee shop or a tourism company, or even if you're a software as a service, you could just basically post your ads and most people wouldn't have an issue with it. It would arguably delete some of the fraud in the industry as well. And that's the kind of the thing that you need to understand is that if this was transparent and you did see some malevolent actors, they would be called out for. So if you saw a bunch of ads targeting a specific group in another country from another country, you might be able to see that as, well, almost espionage, right? So that would be a huge that would absolutely be huge. The other thing is that there's a lot of whistleblower testimony that is really quite damaging to Facebook as well. So I bet you going forward that you'll see a lot of this here. Another thing that I could talk about is the new right to repair legislation here. I'll probably be talking about that in another video. But nevertheless, you can see that while the markets are mostly up here, and then that Bitcoin is now going up again, Facebook or Meta's stock is still going down here. In fact, if I look at the day chart here, well, it's kind of flat, I guess. But anyway, it's, even from yesterday, it's down about 5%. So you have to really understand that going forward, if a company misses earnings, right, the market's not going to treat them well. Now, we'll see what happens with Udemy, as I'm talking about that a lot here, and most likely I think they'll probably either meet or beat their earnings, just because the last quarter is usually the best quarter of the year, right? October isn't very good, but November and December are very good, and January is really good. It's really time from about November to January. That's the best time for e-learning. So I expect profits to be quite good, and of course I'll be talking about that here. All right, so that concludes this video. I want to know your thoughts down below here. Do you like Facebook? Have you deleted Facebook? Again, I want to know your thoughts down below. Please comment, because this channel needs a lot more comments. It really does help me out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.